Right, if you have a Daewoo, that's the model number, Frsu20Ids. Okay, the trouble what we have here is the fact that it's leaking water. It's leaking water from that all the way up to the floor, and it's damaged some of my laminate actually. So how have I tackled the problem? Basically, first thing first is all the stuff had to be taken out. All the shelves have been taken out. Then you've got these brackets that's holding the shelf in place. These two brackets, one there and one here. They're held by single screws. So take a screw off and just slide it out basically, and same goes on both side and bottom, them two. Okay, once that's done, these two panels, plastic panels that are clipped, there's few screws on those panels. Yes, let me just mention those screws. Okay, so one is here, which was absolutely filled with ice. There's another one here, and another one here, and those are, let me show you the plugs. That's what they are. They're disguised with these little covers. There's more I've actually put in a tub basically. Right, coming back onto this now. Okay, there's a massive block of ice here. Okay, what's happened is that the drain plug is actually situated there. That's where the drain plug is. So over the course of the time, the drain plug got blocked up, and the condensation from these pipe works have eventually built up so much water that it formed a block of ice. As this is creating the level of water or whatever it's creating, basically, normally it should go through that drain hole, and it goes at the back. Okay, so I've taken the back panel off. All right, looks like that there's gonna have to be this summer new laminate because it's messed up my laminate, bastards thing basically. Right, okay, so there's the drain pipe that I've unplugged, and just about there, let me see if I can get an angle. I've actually shifted the fridge a bit out of context, so I've dropped something. That's okay. There it is. There's the culprit. See where it's dripping water? That's the one that needs to be flushed and cleaned. So how do you go about doing that? The best course of action is not to poke it with anything in case you pierce the plastic and damage the fridge. So the way I would do is first thing first is get a bit of hot water and use the hot water to dissolve the ice basically, and that's what I intend to do, but obviously keeping an eye that you're not filling this up and overflowing and creating more mess in the floor. In the meantime, what I will do is I will be clearing all that dust. I did that once last year. I'm going to do that. It was quite bad initially over the course of the years that it's built, so I will be clearing all that. It's middle of the fucking night and I'm having to piss around with this shit, you know, when I should be resting because I've had a very long day. But hey, any work I do is counted as a salary because I'm saving. Otherwise I'll have to call out a refrigerator engineer and pay them. Okay, so coming back on here now, yeah, going back onto these panels, these plastic panels, they've got clips on the edges. See these little grooves? There's more grooves there, and good thing about this company is that they've actually put little pointers, markers to show where those clips are, so you can pull on it basically, and you know exactly where the clips are. So there's plenty of them, as you can see. These grooves there, all the way go down to here and over here as well. Okay, don't press anything because I stupidly slammed the back plastic panel just to free from ice, and I ended up sort of bending these little plates, but that's all cool. I'm going to put them back how they were, nice and flat, straight and flat. I've done most of them. They were quite bad, and it's the first time I've not opened one of these up before. Now, first thing first is, before you work on anything like this, I would advise you, if you're not competent, don't touch it. Okay, a couple of things on this panel. On this back panel, there's an LED. There's a light loom attached and a fan. Okay, so you must not sort of leave the electric on. You need to turn the electricity off before you can even mess about with this. So at no circumstance you mess about with that with the mains on. So you unplug the fridge then you do what you want to do. And if you feel not so confident, then get an engineer to visit and get them to sort it out for you, basically. Don't mess about with something that you're not so confident with. But for me, I'll take the world on, basically. It's no problem. That's that. So what we're going to do, those two panels, let me sort of see if I can locate those panels, what they've done. Yeah, there they are. All the foods are out of the fridge, sadly, so it's a bit of a mess. Those are the panels what I'm on about. Okay, so you got screws. That's the bottom panel. That's the bottom panel. Right. That's the bottom panel with the screw here. There's a screw hole and the rest of it is clipped in. And the top panel, just while we're talking about the top panel, these are two of the brackets out of the 4. And that's the rest of the 2 brackets. Screws are in this bucket, I believe. And these are the glass panel that needs a good cleaning, basically. It's never been touched. Okay, and that's the connector, blue connector for this fan, basically. I need to test this fan because I don't hear this fan running. So that needs to be tested before sort of putting everything back. And that fan comes off this connector there. That one, this one. All right, it's just a small clip on, just pull it out and that's that. I'm not quite sure what these are. These are probably blank. There's nothing that them two, these are probably blank, so I don't know. Just gonna wait it out, basically. I will put loads of tissues here, so as I'm spilling hot water, basically I'm not sort of I don't want the water dripping and going back onto the floor, basically, because of the floor has suffered enough damage, sadly. So I will be reversing the process. Sadly, I could not sort of show you, I wasn't expecting to do a video, but I got a bit annoyed afterwards, basically, that this definitely sort of puts me in a position, or someone in a position, of calling out an engineer. Now that's about like between 40 to 60 quid call out, and then on top of that, whatever it's cost. So if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. If you can save that bit of money, save it and put it towards something else. So there we are. And I'm certainly no intentions of putting these guys out of business. That's not going to happen. It's just, this is pretty basic. It's not like filling up the gas and all this and that, or messing about with the electrical side of it, basically. Although I'm quite confident in doing that. Gas side is a different matter, a different entity altogether. You do not want to be messing around with that, basically. So luckily all the ices have actually melted from here because there was a build of ice on these. So I'm waiting for hot water, and I'll be putting a small amount of hot water, and wait till this is dissolved, and then I'm going to flush and clean that, and then I'm going to clean that tube what you've seen in that bucket before. Right, okay, what led to the actual problem what we had is, you can just about see there's a blockage. Okay, and this is the tube that sort of takes the water into the back of the tray where the fan is. So this is this is the actual root cause of all the fucking problem, basically. What I'm using is this, which is a waste pipe cleaner. You can use a screwdriver or something like this, but I'm going to poke it with this and see what we get out of this. That's all it was. That is all it was. That's causing all that problem. So how stupid the whole concept could be. So I'm going to give you a good flush, which I don't need to tape, and deal with it that way. And just put this back. I'll do that now. Time, no problem. Let's leave that to the side. So yeah, just going to give this a good clean. There you go. There's a lot of shit coming out, and we'll just take it from there, basically. I'm going to probably use a bit more, probably soak it with a bit of bleach, actually. That's what I'm going to do for now. So yeah, that's all. That's how you sort of, these things is just absolutely shocking. Look how stupidly thin the tube is. That could have been easily a bigger tube. But I guess it's done for a purpose, isn't it? Suppose it's not sort of throwing out a lot of water, but nonetheless, look what it's led to. Right, the pipe is nice and clean. It took a bit of time. I've had to dissolve it in bleach, thick bleach, and even then I had to poke stuff out of it. You don't want to leave any sort of debris inside, because that will be a form of a bacteria or whatever you want to call it, start building back up again. So you want to clean this like new, basically, and that's what we've done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of go underneath and put that on. So come and follow me. Okay. If you can, let me. Sorry, someone else is. My son's holding the phone. Right, ready. Just lower it for me, please. Okay. And then this thing just clips on basically, in the latch. So. Yep, that's it. So that's how it clips on. Is that going anywhere there or no? It doesn't. That just sits here. That's it. So that's it. That's done. It just clicks. There you go. That's how it clips into places basically. That's it. And that's the tray what holds the water basically. So that's done for now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to reverse the process. So I will sort of take those videos because I could not show you the earlier one. So let's crack on with the putting the panels back on now. Right, the panel just slides in. There's some grooves here, and I'm sorry for the poor lighting, but you can see the groove here. So all you do is just line it up, slide it in, and then there's the screws that goes on basically. That's all this is. I think it's about 5 or 6 screws. So let me do them one by one and then I can talk you through it. Don't over torque them, just a gentle type because, okay, that's all. If you point it that way, this one. Okay, there's one there at the bottom right hand corner. I've already, that's knackered, so just going to leave it like that. I've already used the compressor to blow out all dust and everything out of the unit, from the back of the unit, and the fan's been cleaned as well. Sadly I didn't take a video of that, but oops, nope, that's not right. Okay. So yeah, that's brilliant. So the back panel's on. The fridge can go back at its original place. So yeah, let me. Right, to put the panel back on, it's like I said, it's a reverse process, but you've got to put the bottom panel first, basically. So the bottom panel goes first, whereas when you're taking it off, it's the panel from the top comes away first, basically. So let's put this back. Remember what I've said about these clips. These are the clips that I'm on about. That it just clicks into place basically. So let me do that. You're not gonna be able to see me, but don't push it too hard because there's fins at the back of the thingy basically. There you go. There's fins, and you don't want to be bending those fins basically. Right. So that's in place. There we have it. Okay, so one screw goes there, which you stay here. Let me just find that screw. I believe it was this one. The one in the middle. Yep, that's the one. Right, so when I say the one in the middle, this is the screw that should have. That's the screw. That's what it looks like. So don't mix them up because they are various length. Same size, but it's various length. So ideally, if you can avoid mixing them, then avoid it. Okay, just a firm type, nothing too aggressive basically. There are blanking caps basically on there, so we'll come back to that after. Let's find the top panel. What have I done with the top panel? Top panel's here again. The top panel. There's the top panel with the fan. Don't forget to plug this in basically, and then there's 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, that goes in. So let me put that's going to be a little bit of a tight thingy, so you may not get everything on the camera sadly, but you'll get the message. So you clip it in, that's clipped in place, and then all you do is make sure that this is overlapping the bottom panel, just like that, and then all you do is just press it in. There's arrows, there's little arrows, like there's a little arrow there. Let me show this one. Torchlight. There's arrows there There's arrow there, there's arrow here, so you know where the clips are basically. Okay, there you go. There you go. You should go in. You're gonna have to be a little bit more. Making a mistake somewhere, am I? No, I don't think so. Let's just see what's... the clips are on the top, so you'd be better off... The clips are on the top, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. What you're better off doing is just like this, sliding them in basically, like that. And then sort of pressing on the sides and bingo! That's done, so we've got 1, 2, 3 screws to put on. Let's get them on. Okay, again, I did not sort of mix them up. I kept them in the original places. Now some of you might turn around and say, does it really matter? Well, of course it matters. Everything matters. I'm going to keep things simple. Less complication in life is better. I hope this is lined up properly because I can't see a friggin' thing. Yeah, now it's lined up. Remember, don't over tighten them, just a gentle tight. Put the blanking plug back in. That's done. We'll have a working fridge pretty soon. Save whatever I've saved. I was even getting so paranoid that we're going to get a brand new fridge. That would have set us back about £600 at least, so that's been saved. There's a blanking plug here, but there's nothing behind it. Alright, so just put that back in. There's little edges like this, so just line it up to the little marking here and just slam it in. Okay, there we go, that's in. You don't have to line it up, that just clicks in its place basically, so I wouldn't be too fussed about that. Now we're going to this bit. Okay, that's done, beautiful. That's done beautifully. Right, okay, what's next? There's a blanking plug, I'll put that in after. Let me find the bowl where I kept the thingy. Okay. Yep, there's 2 of them. So, hang on. Y2, yeah. Y2. I'm definitely missing something out here. Right, I'll put one in anyway. That was absolutely filled with the thingy, so I'm gonna... I think I broke one of the stud because it was absolutely filled with the... Now that won't go in now, so sadly I'll have to. I'll sort the other one out. Not to worry. Use some sort of a tape or something. Right, okay. That's that. That's done. The back is done now. There isn't any blanking plugs here. That's how they are. Because there's a cover that goes on top of that to hold the fan. Let me find that cover. What's been done? Let me find it first. Right, here's the cover. Are you in the far furthest away? Yeah. Alright, here's the cover. I'll give it a clean once I've put it on with a bit of IPA. I've replaced the bulb with a thingy because I've smacked and damaged the other bulb. So what happens now is that this gets attached to this connector there, here, over there. Okay, there it is. So sadly, because me being on the way, it's going to be difficult to show, but that gets plugged in there, and then there's clips here, here and here. All you do is just click that back in its place. It's as simple as that. Just make sure that it goes in properly so it's not falling off. That's it. That's all it is, just clicks back in its place. Just leave that bulb, and there's a cover that goes on top of that basically. Again, I'm just out of track at the moment. I've got a cover here. Right, let's see. What's bothering me is that I've got a... Have I left? Why have I got a cover? That's this little one of those plastic things that's left. Right, hang on, let me just figure that out. Here's a cover that covers the light circuit. So as you can see, there's 2 pegs here and a peg here. all you do is just slide it underneath. Just don't forget to connect this, because I disconnected this again to check something. Light bulb's nice and snug fitted, an LED, and I'm hopeful that should. Okay, and then that clicked in, and then just snap it on with the 2 screws underneath. Come on. Sadly, I'm on the way, so you're not going to be able to see everything. As I do, just nice and gentle, tight. It's plastic, so don't over tighten it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let me get a bit of cloth. Oops, that was me. Dropped a screw. Okay. Pause with that. Right, I've just given it a good clean, actually, as you can see here, with IPA. So it's a proper clean. Now, thing to remember is, if it's leaking, the first thing you want to inspect, which I should have done, is to see if there is any build of ice. So remove all these shelves, and I believe there is a little flap here that goes. Remove that flap and then inspect for any level of ice behind that flap. And if there's a build of ice behind there, around this area, around there, then obviously your drain hole pipe is blocked up, basically. So that's something to remember. All right, so let me put that flap back on. Right, this is the flap that I was talking about, and there's some little studs here and here, and all you got to do is just put that in, and that's it with a single screw. That's it. Okay, and then the short bracket goes on that. Hang in there, mate. There's another set of brackets. Pause. Let me just go and find it. Right, so this little thing is actually off here, so I'm not really bothered if that doesn't fit in, because I've broken one side, so it's not a big issue. That's no problem. There's 4 brackets, 2 on either side. The shorter one goes at the bottom. So for example, I hope that this is the right, no, it's the other way around. So this bit is facing downwards, okay? So you slide it in, and that will hold this, so this flap won't come out. That's to prevent anything else going into this back of that thingy. And then this is held by a single screw. Let me make sure that let's put a bit more light. Wow, I wasn't expecting this evening, honestly, guys. Just a gentle tight, whatever you do. Same again, this brown thing is down for this particular model. Now this may vary from model to model, but this particular Daewoo fridge, that's it, that'll do. Okay, these are the longer ones that goes on the top. So again, remember the round ball thing, this moulding bit round goes at the bottom. And all you do is just slide in this little thing, this little like an angled pointing thing, whatever you want to call it. Just slide into the gap, and just one other thing to remember, that there is a little stud here that needs to go into this gap. There's not on the smaller one though, but on the large one it has that, basically, for some weird reason. So make sure that you do that. Don't snap it, because if you're not careful you might end up breaking it. There you go, that's done. Let's do the other side. So again, that little stud here, that bit there, and obviously that's for the rollers facing down. There's a roller, actually, I should have seen it before, facing down. So nice and gently keep this raised, keep this a bit raised so you're not snapping that stud, and then gently just push it in place in happy days. So just one other thing, obviously the 2 screws that needs to be put back. Nice and easy. Okay, that'll do. Nice and easy with it. Don't over torque them, because it's plastic though. It's going into a plastic thingy, so if that gets rounded off, you're in some shitload of trouble. Alright, so that's that. Those are solid. Right, okay. So what's next? Next is to power up the fridge. The shelving can be done after. I don't have to take a video clip of this and make it a lengthy, unnecessarily long video. So let's power up the fridge. Okay, here we go. Happy days. I can hear it running. I don't know if you can. There you go, so happy days. That's all good. It's done and dusted, so the fridge should work like a new fridge and no more fucking leaking. Absolute bollocks, basically. What may have happened is that there must have been obviously bacteria and water. I mean, water is the cause of bacteria and mold and moisture and dust and all this business, and it must have formed something in the tube. It's so slight, unbelievably slight. So that's that. So I'm just going to let the system build up what it needs to build up. And hey, morning people. Okay, good news is that the freezer is working fine. There's ice cubes. I fixed the unit last night, and I left a little tissue on the inside just to see if there is any drip. There is absolutely no drip whatsoever. So it looks like that it has been a very successful repair for this leaking water from the front of the fridge. Sadly, it has done the damage on the laminate, and so during the summer it's a big job. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be moved out of the room basically to do that, but we'll see to that as it comes. For now, the unit is working, so I'm really happy about it. Alright, that's all. Thank you.